Hello, and this is Theme Park Squib, and welcome to this week's episode of the Fright Show. We've got a lot to get through this week, as in news we'll be talking about two new attractions that have been announced this year to be coming to the UK for next year. Also, I'll give you an in-depth review of my visit to Alton Towers Scarefest at the weekend. Also, I'll show you the merchandise I did get from Alton Towers Scarefest, reveals last week's guesstimates, and do shout-outs. Let's get into news. Yeah, in the last week since the last show, we've had two big attractions announced to be coming to the UK next year. One at Alton Towers, which was on about Friday last week, just before I did visit. In the vlog, if you know, I have referenced it quite a bit. And then one earlier today, we had the new edition for next year at Chessington confirmed. Also, I was at Alton Towers at the weekend for Scarefest, had an amazing day, done some amazing scare mazes. So Alton Towers last week did announce that Alton Towers Dungeon will be coming to the theme park for 2019. All we've had is the logo of the Alton Towers Dungeon in that blood. I really do like the dungeon logos. And all we've had is a couple of hashtags, such as hashtag miss it or you'll be gutted, a little word pun there, and hashtag laugh and scream 2019. That's all we've had, and there's a few teasers around the park that I'm going to talk about in a minute, but that's all we had on the website. And the teasers around the park, there's 5 of them. If you have a picture of all 5 dungeons characters around the park, you can win a short break. The first one we saw was down near Congo River Rapids, where we had the courtroom judge. These are probably referencing the scenes we're going to have inside, and every dungeon does have the courtroom judge in there. I actually guessed that he would be in there, or he's probably definite that the courtroom judge will be in there. Up near Nemesis, they also had the plague doctor. That's in every dungeon. That is one of the classic scenes. I can probably say the lines of that scene now off by heart. And yeah, there's that one and the courtroom judge. The next one that I did see was on the path where the Freak Show Scare Zone was, and it's something called The Haunting, and there's a bride on there. This is something completely different to other dungeons that we've seen. So is this the original scene in every dungeon? Because every dungeon has its original scene. Some have more than others, but the Warwick Castle dungeons obviously has the Witches of Warwick, which is an amazing scene. But this one looks like it's going to get this ghostly bride figure in her own scene, which will be the original scene. The next one we saw was up near Retail, where they've got one for the Highwayman. The Highwayman is not in every dungeon, but it is in some. I think it's in the Edinburgh and York dungeons in this country, and a couple of others across the country, all the globe. So I think that's not an original one, but he is in a few, so I think he'll be in there. And the next one was near Smiler. It was the Torturer, the one that is in every dungeon. So I do enjoy that scene where you see the old tongue snapper and all the other pieces of equipment. And yeah, I do enjoy that scene. It looks like good they are coming. Where is it going to go? People were reckoning, when it got rumoured back in the year, that it was going to go in Nemesis Subterra, but that's probably not likely now, because we had Project 42 for Scarefest in there. It's either going to go in 2 places. One of them is where Terror of the Towers used to be, in the Towers, one of the scare mazes that's not returning for this year. It'll be good to go in there because it's actually inside the Towers, but I don't think they can get big scenes. Why was a scare maze in there before? But the most likely position is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the old dark ride that used to be located up in Cloud Cuckoo Land. The last year of operation for that was 2015. It's just been sitting there ever since doing nothing, and Merlin Magic Making have been spotted on site with that one, with old queue-line fences coming out there and lots of old theming. I think some people saw Augustus Gloop come out the other day, and also pieces of the Twirling Toadstool been spotted coming out. So does that mean that the Twirling Toadstool will be returning for 2019? I hope so, as I do enjoy that ride, and Claire Cuckoo Land is missing something big. The dungeons probably won't be part of Claire Cuckoo Land anymore, but if the Twirling Toadstool does come back, it gives another big ride to go to Twirling Toadstools. I was sitting down eating my lunch up there at Saturday. It was a bit sad, really, that's all I can describe it. A bit sad, barren, and I did have a go in Galloper's Carousel, so check out the vlog for some footage on that one. Also, Chessington earlier today announced their replacement to Hocus Pocus Hall and the new buyers. Hocus Pocus Hall will be replaced by the Room on the Broom Magical Journey. So the rumours are right, another Julia Donaldson novel is coming to replace it, and it says that you'll journey into the enchanted library to then be immersed into the pages of Julia Donaldson's novel and help the witch look for her lost items. You'll also come face to face with some of your favourite characters, including cat, dog and frog, and at the end battle a fierce dragon. So it looks like nothing is going to change a lot, but the characters will obviously be in there. It looks like this first scene, they're just going to remove the fireplace and put a big book there in a cauldron, and the cauldron's obviously going to set off the secret door. I suppose the trommel will stay, and the mirror maze and the secret door would stay. The outside looks quite nice what they've done. They've put a bigger sign up, they've put bits of quotes from the book around the queue line, and the big window at the top they've put a broom smashing into it. So I like the idea of the broom smashing into it. I'm not a fan of an IP replacing it in another original attraction at Chessington. I'm fine with Tiger Rock, but Chessington really do need another big ride, not just re-themes. We've had years straight of shows and re-themes, and hopefully for 2020 we are going to get something big. At the weekend I did go to Alton Towers Scarefest, where I experienced 2 of the scare mazes. My first scare maze was the brand new for 2018 Project 42. In the old Nemesis Subterra building, I really did enjoy this attraction. So I went in, there was a screen giving you about the story, but that was just in a tarpaulin tunnel for the later part of the queue line, and it was a bit temporary in there. But then you went in, amazing scare maze. The only bit I didn't get was the big squeeze. I'm not a fan of them anyway, but you saw the old Nemesis Subterra egg, a lot of zombies, a lot of scary face paint and makeup in that one, and then a really good ending where you came out to like building extension they built, and there's cut 2 zombies in there, and then there's these mannequins at the top going hands up with machine guns shooting. That, like, the Alton Towers maze don't have actor finales, they have more set piece finales, and I really did enjoy that. The Welcoming as well, the other maze I did have another physical effect ending. The Welcoming was an amazing maze. I did it near when it opened at 5:45. Really did enjoy it. Building on the Wicker Man story as they're having this Halloween festival, walking through there like festival, and I got surrounded by some actors saying, "The Wicker Man has chosen you and we've prepared a feast for you." And then the big ending was, you came out that big maze with the hay face where one of them proper jumped under and grabbed me, and each side of you, big blasts of fire came out, which I think was an amazing ending for the maze. And I can't wait for Friday. I'm going to Fort Park Fright Nights to see if they've got even better maze finales this year. Let's get into merchandise. This week in merchandise I will show you the pins I did pick up at the weekend. I did pick up a mug at the weekend, but I'm going to show that with all the other mugs I do pick up this Halloween trip at the end of this year. So I did get quite a lot of pins. The first one was the Oblivion 20 pin. I got this on offer from £4 to £2, as it's way past the 20th birthday. And when I went there for the actual 20th birthday, they only had the t-shirt and the mug, but they didn't have the pin. But I'm happy I got that, as I do love Oblivion. And if we think about it, if we didn't have Oblivion, we wouldn't have some amazing roller coasters in the world today. So really happy that's celebrating 20, and hopefully it's going to go on forever. Also, I did pick the latest one of the Wicker Man pins. There's 3 of these that have been released. The first one was the Ram's Head one I did pick up on my last visit. I got this one, the logo one, I didn't pick up, but the Ram's Head one is now sold out. They've got another holographic one, and I'm not a fan of holographic pin badges really, so I got the Wicker Man logo one because I haven't got the Wicker Man logo one. I thought it looks a nice pin. Next one are my 2 favourite ones I did pick up. The first one is the Alton Towers Scarefest 2018 pin. I like getting my event pins, even though it's nearly the same as last year. It's got 2018 on there. Like, I do love having that year on there to prove that I went to the event, and that's the same with the mug, which I'll show you on a later date. And the next 2 I'm very happy about. I love collecting my retro vintage Alton Towers ride pins. There's been 3 before, the Black Hole, Corkscrew and Thunder Looper. I've got all them, and now I've got the other 2 they've released. The first one's another coaster, the Beast. I actually predicted in my vlog in June that the Beast would be the next vintage ride they would release. So the Beast with that ball. I don't think that was the logo when it was a ride. They started using that with Roller Coaster Restaurant. It says 1988 to 1997. Really do like that. And the next one of the vintage rides is actually not a roller coaster. It is the Flume, the log Flume. This is the only retro pin ride that I've actually been on, and it's the Flume Unplugged 1981 to 2015. That was a ride along for a while, and I'm happy that they did release one like that. And the Flume is such a special ride for me, as I really did enjoy it at Alton on my first visits. I really did enjoy that log Flume. That's it for merchandise this week. Let's get into Guess the Maze. Tweet Guess the Maze. I will reveal last week's Guess the Maze that was Blair Witch at Thorpe Park Fright Nights. A maze that is back for this year, and I can't wait to give it a go on Friday. This week, and anyone who did get that right, well done, and you will get a shout out in the shout out section of this show. This week's Guess the Maze is a maze, obviously. All you've got to do is put the maze down in the comments down below, and you'll get a shout out in next week's shout out section of the show. This week's Guess the Maze started back in 2002 and was an event for 2 years. Then when the Halloween event then finished, it wasn't there for a bit, and then made a big return when the Halloween event started in 2008. But for this year, the maze has not returned. If you know what that maze is, put it down in the comments down below, and you'll get a shout out in next week's shout out section of the show. Let's get into shout outs. We've got a lot of shout outs this week, so let's get straight into them. First, we have the Guess the Maze from Molly Wiltshire, well done. Theme Park Magic, well done. And David McDonald, well done. Next, we have the YouTube comments from Side Rants, Carl Livermore, A Very Polite Cat, and K Crispy 2009p. Thank you for commenting. Also this week we have a special shout out for Theme Park Magic. Sorry I missed you out last week, and yeah, so sorry, and you get a special shout out this week. Next we have the Twitter likes and retweets from Theme Park Guide, Chris, Joel A, Luke, Caleb Gill, Jack Randall, Owen Cornelius, Spooky Jam, Laura Field, Avalanche Attraction Spook, Dylan, Spook Boys, Flo Spook to Vlogs, Thrill Nation, World of Theme Parks, Corpse Kingdom, Terror Park Attractions, and Thrill Rides UK. Thank you for liking and retweeting on Twitter. That's it for this week's show. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, and guess the maze, and give this video a like. Also, we're at Thorpe Park Resort on Friday for Fright Nights, where we'll also be doing a behind-the-scenes maze tour of The Walking Dead Living Nightmare and Saw Alive. Then on Saturday, we'll be at Chessington World of Adventures for Halloween. And then Monday at Legoland Winter Resort for Brick or Treat. That's it for this week. Bye!